This whole mess began this morning at church. For Christ's sake, it gives me a headache just thinking we're still today. And on top of things, I hate going to church. So why did I go in the first place? And how could it lead so goddamn quickly to me being just a couple of Ike Turners away from spending the night at St. Mike's being fed through a needle? Let's see. Oh yeah, it was the goddamn priest. After a horrible night of the tables, I received an anonymous tip about a priest who was anything but Catholic. I went to check it out because I thought it would sell well, whether to the scandal-thirsty media or the church itself. They do tend to shield their own. Turns out the good father was feeling rather entrepreneurial during confession. Either that or the boys from the Galganov clan were preparing for their afterlife. This is where I should have known not to get involved. This is when I still had a choice. Goddamn Chrissy. The only thing worse than my bad streak at the table is my addiction to Rosedale working broads who hobnob with criminals operating above the law. Chrissy is my go-to girl. She took me as a pity client, but it doesn't mean I get discounts. She's as pricey as she is inventive, and I hadn't seen her in over a week. I needed that church money. What I also needed was the lowdown she was selling me on the Mercedes scum who love bragging about their dirty deeds. Much has changed since my days as a choir boy, because I don't remember sisters being so versed in the manufacturing of party drugs. When Jesus died on the cross for these people, did he know this was going to happen? This was getting out of hand faster than a dirty cop asking for a cut of the action on a late-night raid at Marley's. Now, there's one rule I've always lived by. It's that I always sit down for a coffee after being hit by a car. Helps me focus on the fine line between life and auto insurance. I was finally getting sober, but the pain was kicking in. I considered going home and forgetting about the priest and the Galganovs. Goddamn Chrissy. My next move was to see the bookie. This was a very risky thing to do on the account of me being down a couple of stacks and Stelgato took a fall in the fifth after a dubious phantom punch. I was hoping to cut a deal with him for the priest's money, but as I learned the hard way, bookies want nothing to do with anything but their own books. His goons, however, make an exception for back alley chiropractic treatments, though not the kind covered by OHIP. During a card game, there's a moment when you should tell yourself to quit while you still have enough left in front of you to make it out to the parking lot without crying. This wasn't that kind of moment. I had to go see Chrissy. Chrissy was all class. Who benefits from the unexpected heat on the Galganov deal? Who'd want those boys to get arrested with their merch down their polyester pants? I should have known not to fall for the anonymous tip. I was so caught up imagining a weekend in the Muskokas with Chrissy that I hadn't noticed the accent of the voice left on my answering machine. Which brings us here, at the goddamn Chinese restaurant. There'll be no fortune cookie for me tonight. Only a Red Lotus. Double vodka. No ice.
Would it be safe to say that you turned down our offer, Mr. Capwell? I trusted you would jump on the occasion to retrieve that money.
Either you or the Galganovs would have preferred me cold if I touched that envelope. As long as I have money problems, it means that I'm still breathing.
I gain nothing from your unexpected disappearance.
You thought I'd squeeze the priest by threatening to expose his extra-clerical activities, or at the very least that I'd try to cut a deal with the bookie for the church collection, knowing full well the bookie and his muscle are out to hang me by my balls. To be honest, it didn't occur to me at the time why he turned down the extra cash. I guess you gave him a call too. Word on the street is you've been wanting your own lab in the East End for a while now. But with the priest gone and his money in your back pocket, you'd be all over these nuns working down there. And before anyone can say China White, you'd have the place generating enough G's to put a smile on everyone's faces. Everyone but the Galganovs, that is.
Your imagination is running wild. Perhaps the Red Lotus was too strong for you.
Nah, it all tastes the same to me. Watered down. You see, the Galganovs were really happy to hear their competition tried to cut them out of their little cottage industry. They were awfully appreciative. So appreciative, in fact, that they cut me a deal. They wanted me to tell you about it. So here goes. You let me out of here without a scratch, and they don't torture every single property in town with your name on it. And you know, these boys, they're not technically crazy, but they do like fire.
The only person who's gone crazy around here is you.
Not so fast, Carlos. The Galganov's calling card. Just so you know they mean business. You should check your phone first. I'd say fire trucks will be heard in the background of that friendly message someone left for you. It's only a grocery store, but I bet the illegal casino you were running in the basement of that place, turning into ashes as we speak, is going to pinch you the wrong way. Oh, and the bookie was told you'd be covering for the $2,000 I owe him. That said, I don't think he takes personal checks, and the goddamn fruit juice is on you. When I was a kid, the priest at our church gave me the only advice I ever needed. Never shake the devil's hand, unless you plan on following through with a right hook to the chin.